Good day, my name is Angelisa Freeman and my mentor is Dr. Michelle Guanel. And my research is focusing on the challenging experiences centered around a hurricane for undergraduate students at the University of the Virgin Islands. U.S. Virgin Islands experienced two Category 5 hurricanes, Hurricane Irma and Maria, within the span of 2 weeks in 2017. These hurricanes caused many damages and negatively impacted the lives of many individuals. These individuals then had to learn and adapt to become more resilient. In the Caribbean, Hurricane Gilbert's effects were so far-reaching that in 1988, it was remembered by the song entitled Wild Gilbert, composed by Lloyd Lavender. Lines from the song highlighted the trauma using metaphors and similes like "Wolf migrate without visa" and "Dish takes off like flying saucer." The lyrics also include a nursery rhyme that tries to soothe the traumatic events and make the experiences a bit more bearable. Both the humor communicated through song and images testifies to the fact that Caribbean life has indeed been impacted by many hurricanes. My research question is asking what experiences were most challenging to students before, in terms of preparation, having to stock up on non-perishable goods and water, during, having to evacuate and finding a safe shelter, and after a hurricane, in terms of recovery and restoration efforts to return the community to some level of normalcy. Now, in my research, a phenomenological analysis of 26 essays were done, in which the students were part of a Science 100 course at UVI. Now, these students gave consent for their essays to be read and analyzed by me. In my research, I used codes developed by Dr. Guanel and UVI graduate Nalia Copeman, a book of the manuscript titled A Course on Natural Disaster Gets Real, Living the Impacts of Climate Change in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Now, this research was a bit challenging because it involved qualitative analysis, which is basically interpreting words as common themes, which can feel a bit more subjective than a natural science study. Now, this slide is showing us some challenges described by the highest number of students. Now, initially, there were a total of 13 themes that were coded out of the 26 essays, and from those 13 themes, 7 were cited as the most challenging experiences. So these challenging experiences are as follows. Number 1, adjustments. This is talking about the life alteration that occurred after the hurricane that differed before the hurricane. Number 2, the lack of knowledge. We're talking about having little to no knowledge about hurricanes and its strength, as well as underestimating the hurricane's damaging potential. 3, emotional state. Numerous essays express different levels of fear and shock, as well as terror that was felt throughout the hurricane. 4, damages or impact. This is talking about damages to homes, vehicles, telecommunication, infrastructure, and the environment. Now, one essay expressed that there was a numerous levels of damage which could not be fathomed. Number 5, response to emergency. Now, this is talking about individuals having to brace doors or take shelter because the roof was gone. One student stated, "My brothers were forced to take shelter underneath the sink." Number 5, emotional loss and physical loss. Now, this is talking about, emotional loss is talking about the loss of life, while physical loss is the loss of possessions. One essay stated, "My mom's friend lost her husband during the disaster," and another essay stated that friends and relatives lost their homes. Last but not least, we have trauma or post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, this is talking about experiences that could be symptoms of trauma or PTSD. Now, one essay stated, "I honestly thought I was going to die." Now, all of these themes or challenging experiences left an indelible mark on the lives of many individuals. Now, this next slide is talking about the top cited challenging experiences before, during, and after a hurricane. Now, on the x-axis, we have the challenging experiences, and on the y-axis, we have the number of students. Now, the top cited challenging experience before the hurricane was lack of knowledge. The top cited challenging experiences during were impact and emotional loss, while the top cited challenging experiences after a hurricane was emotional loss. Now, overall, in combination of before, during, and after, the top cited challenging experience was emotional loss and physical loss. Now, some recommendations to mitigate these challenges faced were to build shelters and adjust building codes to make building more hurricane resistant, implement hurricane drills as a standard procedure, support the creation of individual emergency plans for each household, as well as providing adequate counseling services to persons who may be suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, my research would likely be included in the book chapter manuscript titled A Course on Natural Disasters Gets Real, Living the Impact of Climate Change in the U.S. Virgin Islands. It was accepted in July 2019 and expected to be published in 2021. Revisions are ongoing, and I will assist amendments as a part of my directed independent research this fall. I would like to acknowledge Dr. Christopher Filey, my mentor, Dr. Michelle Guanell, the University of the Virgin Islands, as well as the ECS Honors Funds. Thank you.